Hey everyone.
Hi, Danielita.
Pop up the
What
the
is
chat. The chat.
the chat? The thong. Pop out chat.
And
No,
whoa.
not that.
Okay.
Sorry. When I have to do this, mistakes galore. So how's this?
Better. But you
Yeah?
can make wider the chat
Okay.
because it's perfect.
How's that?
Perfect.
Good?
Yeah, that's good.
How are you, Danielita?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Super excited for this new week of our visual correspondence.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, can you click here? I want to make it bigger.
Yeah.
¿Dónde está el mouse?
Bigger. Acá. A ver, control. Okay, that's enormous type.
That's amazing.
But we've already established we are geriatric. So, Emery Borge, how you doing? Sheka, how you
Sheka.
doing? Bruce.
Hi, Bruce. Hi, Robin.
Robin, how's it going? Queen.
How are you?
Queen
Queen.
R to the B to
Ro-
the Queen.
Ross.
No.
Hey,
Juan
Juan
Cuevas.
Cuevas.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola. ¿Cómo están? So, as we were saying, today is a new day on our visual correspondence. So it's my turn.
Yeah, number
Yeah.
5 today.
Well, the beginning of number 3, but individually number 5.
Because the video it's called number 5.
Okay.
So.
I'd like to think of them as pairs.
Maybe I can change the names and we
No,
can
we're
start
good.
calling them like 1A,
Yeah, but
1B.
if we go like 1-1 or 1-2 or 1A, 1B, maybe it's confusing. So.
1 Danny, 1 Nicolas.
Even more confusing.
Oh.
So, Hannah, how
We'll
are you?
see.
AJ.
Hey, AJ.
How's AJ?
Hi.
Ebenezer. How's it going? And Michael
Hey,
Springer.
Michael.
Hello.
Hi, Frank Ferrer. How are
Oh,
you?
we are shouting
Hola,
out
Margo.
now. Nikki.
Ciao, Nikki.
Ciao, Nikki. Buonasera.
I felt super streamer saying hi to everyone.
I know. So let's get. Do you want to do David
Hi, David Lawrence.
and Jeff? We got
Jeff,
say
course.
hi. Jeff,
Hi.
course.
I've always. How do you understand that emoji?
Heart on its head.
Because I see.
Do you think it's a wiggly butt? on
No,
the back?
I see someone with a towel, like a drying towel in their hair.
But it has 2 bumps.
yeah.
So it's kind of like a heart on. I imagine
Yeah,
just
no,
somebody wearing like a
I
like
can
one
also
of those Happy
see-
New Year things that you put on your head, but it's just a heart.
But I think
have no idea why the Wi-Fi signal.
No, maybe it's
on
like
top.
a heart beating, and they're trying to hug.
or it's
they're
like
in front
emitting.
trying
It's like
to hug.
emitting. It's emitting love. I feel.
Maybe. Yeah, but I always see the hair towel.
I gotta say hi to Orna from
And Liad.
Jersey because I paid taxes in Jersey, so I'm registered in Jersey.
And hi,
so.
Liad.
And Liad, how you doing? So I do. I'm a citizen of Weehawken, New Jersey. I used Port Authority for many years, so I think that grants me the right to speak ill of New Jersey. Frank is in Jersey too. Represent Jersey. I don't know why we're proud, but anyways. So as we were saying, my turn today. Turn today. I think I'm gonna. I took a hard left, right, whatever. From what we were doing, that was there were reflections based on space mostly. I don't know why we got sort of happily entangled, I would say, on those reflections. But I think today, not because I wanted to, it's just that there was one kind of lingering thought that kind of crept into my brain and remained there. It kind of burrowed into my brain when I saw your painting. And I wasn't able to just kind of shove it away, to just, let go of it. And instead of letting go of it, I realized, okay, why is this here? Like, why is this, little bit of information, why am I holding on to it? Like, was it really, really super relevant to the picture? Which I think that it shouldn't really matter.
No.
Like, what we hold on to.
Well, mine didn't had anything to do with the picture you did. So I mean, it's more what we said last session, which is we have the image as a starting point
Yep.
to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And like when you group that thing, like the conversation and the painting,
Yeah.
we can have the answer. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be attached to the
Right.
image.
And
Like-
it doesn't have to. And I also feel, and I don't know if this is you agree with this, but it doesn't have to be like super dense conversation either.
No.
Like it doesn't have to be like super weighty or heavy. Like we can hold on to like tiny little things, and I think that's what happened here. It kind of cascaded into a train of thought that I think it's attached to me now. It's something that, as soon as I start speaking, you probably will recognize kind of where I'm going with this. So, but I'll tell you what prompted me to begin, embarking in this thought process.
So are you going to bring your notebook?
No,
or
no.
the text you wrote as me?
Oh, no. That's super cool. That if you need to write it down, that's awesome. Like with me, I am far less structured than you are. I think we've already established that in all these years. But it seems to work for me. I have to think out loud.
No,
for
I was
me
joking
to feel comfortable.
Because the 2 times I've answered, I have a notebook or
that's awesome.
Notepad or
no,
whatever.
I think that if the written word is your ally, and if it helps you structure things, or if you want to record a thought process that way, that's amazing. That's awesome. I just for me, it's a little bit different. I need to be in my kind of headspace, and I need to have clarity there. But as long as it's there, I'm kind of cool with it.
Okay.
And I know that I usually don't prepare anything, but I like to word things out, like sound things out. Just try to see.
No, but you do prepare them. I think it's just like you, as you said, you're not as structured.
Mm-hmm.
Structured?
Yep.
I'm sorry. So, you don't usually have like a planner, or you don't write things, but that doesn't mean that you're not preparing things.
Yeah, no. In my mind, in like my insides, I'm fully aware of what goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so let's get started. I couldn't take out of my brain this idea of detachment, of how not connected the inside of the tea that was in the jar, or how evidently unconnected it was from the spill. Yeah. And I adored the softer edge of the spill. It was just magical to me. I thought it was amazing. Like, just that emphasizing of that void between, the source and the outcome of tipping over something was brilliant, I thought.
Thank
you. So I couldn't let go of this idea of disconnection. That to me is paramount. And, when I was thinking about disconnection, I remembered something. I don't know if you remember this image that I'm going to show, because I came prepared with like a slideshow. Let me see. Close your eyes, because I don't know if this image is the one that I want to show. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is Samu when he was about 9, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you had it on your Facebook.
Yeah, I have it on my Facebook still. Yeah. So I think he's about 9 at this point.
9?
Yeah, 9 years old. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was
This is a while
smaller.
back. Yeah, maybe, but I'm speculating 9. I'm going to say 9 for now. So what this says is, it's one of those tests, whatever test they do in school. And my son goes to like my school, which was a school that was owned by American priests from North Dakota. So we would have in primary school every one of our classes was in English. And eventually, when we went to what for us is sort of middle school, high school, then at that point we only had English in English. So, but in our formative years, it was all English. So they asked him, if you're in the school playground and your shadow is very short, what can you conclude about the position of the sun in the sky? So my son very aptly said, I conclude it would be above us. Amazing. Amazing.
And I love that the shadow doesn't match the pose.
So the teacher goes like, yeah, it's above us. So I don't understand that. Like, maybe if you, I'm of course, today I'm going to be very defensive with my children. I think that's, I love my children. So, I am going to be overtly defensive here. So I'm probably going to think that their teacher has no idea what she's talking about when she's far more qualified than I am to assess, what a 9-year-old should be expressing and how it should be expressed and what he or she should be drawing. So I've already accepted that. So I'm completely biased here. I'm fine with being biased. So the teacher says, I don't know if my son would have been better off by saying, I conclude it would be directly above us. One little word, directly above us. That would have made the whole difference. Like, he wouldn't have had to say anything else. Directly above us.
Maybe in
middle
class,
of the day.
Maybe in class they told it.
Oh, directly, it's super tough.
No, like a little bit more.
Maybe they were
They were
seeing
talking
like
about
12
the
o'clock.
hours.
And
Yeah. So maybe
there's a bigger context
teacher.
with this. And maybe he should have gone like, it's midday. If you would have gone 12 o'clock, midday.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were saying.
Teacher was like,
in the
amazing.
class.
But, I think he was expressing it. He was probably expressing that, again, being super defensive here. He was probably expressing that far simpler way. What I conclude, sun is above us. Perfect. I mean, yes, the sun is always above us, but the sun is above us. The so, I don't like that so. Like, so, that's not a cool teacher, I feel. So, and then this I can't take. Like, the drawing that my son does, I think it's like brilliant.
What does it say?
Incorrect drawing. Like, oh my God. That one tipped me over the edge. I was like, what is this? What are we doing here? Like, incorrect drawing. Has she never seen like Peter Pan when he's like, fighting with his shadow? It's ridiculous. Now, of course, I've been through stuff like this before. I've talked about how I told Fer that she could draw, she could color the sky any color she wants, or like the bark of a tree any color she wants. Like, tree doesn't have to be brown, foliage doesn't have to be green, grass doesn't have to be green, sun doesn't have to be yellow, sky doesn't have to be blue. Because, in my painter brain, I'm like, they could be any color. I remember Fer being like 5 and I'm showing her like Monet paintings. And I'm like, look at this. It doesn't matter. Anything could be anything because light changes the way we perceive everything. I'm talking like this to like a 5-year-old. And the teachers were like, no, you idiot. We just want to make sure that she is, that she has the ability to rationalize that when the sky is blue, she can say, that sky I can associate it with this color. And my sister, who is who studied actually, I don't know how you say pedagogía infantil. I don't know. I mean, she studied to be a teacher, and she worked at kindergartens and at schools. So she knows far more about this than I ever will. But she would tell me, no, come on, dude, that's not, nobody's asking for like this artistic answer. They're just trying to make sure that there's not like problems with perception, or that your kid's brain isn't like telling her, no, that's brown, but we are reconfiguring it and seeing it blue. So I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking out of my ass on this. But still, again, super defensive of my children. And I still think that drawing is brilliant. And maybe, again, the teacher would probably have her reasons to say incorrect drawing. But I was a teacher, 12 years, I would have said, you know what? That's an amazing drawing. And it would have been awesome if, you could have connected the shadow to the, that little guy that's probably my Samu, that's projecting it. You kind of have to connect the object with the shadow it projects. That's the shadow kind of emanates from that object. So they have to be connected. It's like important to understand that a form projects its own shadow. I would have kind of talked to him like a little bit. I wouldn't have written all of that. That's ridiculous. But I would have, put my like finger on the on his pupitre, on his desk, and be like, look.
No, but you have to.
You're connected.
You have to know that they give the quizzes out. They don't go like desk to desk.
I would go desk to desk. I'm that type of teacher. I'm sorry. No. I was always that type of teacher.
And I get it, but I also think that they're saying it's incorrect, not because it's not connected, but because the position wouldn't do that.
How? But yes, I get it. How is a 9-year-old, and this is where this problem starts. How is a 9-year-old like? I mean, people that study art, this. People that study art have problems with shadows, with like understanding the concept of shadows when they're 18. How is a person half their age going to go like, oh, yeah, sure, I understand. It has to be a shorter shadow. Sure. Shadows? I didn't shadow my drawings. I did line work until I was like 17. Not a single shadow. I didn't get it. I never ever understood the concept of like light and shadow until I went to SVA. Never. So yeah, I mean, you can talk through it, but incorrect drawing, come on, that's half-assed, that's lazy. I'm sorry, but this is my school, by the way. I love my school. I adore my school. This is a school my brother went to also. We have like this deep attachment to our school. We love our school. So, and at that moment, the school had like super cool teachers also. So, I don't know. I think it's lazy. I really do. If I was making like this sort of peer examination of what a fellow teacher was doing, I would have been like, dude, that's lazy. That's lazy. You should have just, so and incorrect drawing. I hate that. I just don't like that. That's cool. And I started thinking part of the reason why this was something that I connected with the image that you did was because I thought, you know what? If somebody did that today, like this unattached shadow, oh my God, you could conceptually go anywhere with that. It would be amazing. It could be amazing. The idea of shadows not being connected. Again, there's a whole sequence in Peter Pan that's super cool. I don't know if you remember Peter Pan. Like he's
of
like,
course I do.
Yeah. And there's a ton more. I can't. Let me see if I can think of, or you think of something with a shadow that's not connected. I'm sure there's like a bunch of like old school cartoons with like unattached shadows. It's very much like these two universes, like through the looking glass type of thing. That's like super super cool. In Zelda 2, you fight. The last boss you fight. I know we're going video games, but I'm always gonna go video games. But oh hell yeah! Emery says maybe the kid is in mid jump.
Yeah, amazing.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
What's this?
That's amazing. And without a horizon line, we have no idea of saying yes or no to that.
Yeah.
You are 100% right, Emery. Huge. That's amazing. Thank you. I had never small brain of mine had never even thought about that possibility. That's like super easy. So again, the teacher. So anyways, this was huge for me. And as I was saying, professional artists, that I did huge quotes there, we can get away with so much, so much, just, breaking the rules. And if we break the rules, and usually there's usually there has to be like an intent-based, breaking of those rules for that to make sense. Oh, Oogie Boogie, yeah. In Night Before Christmas, yes, 100% too. So usually there has to be an intent that has to be decipherable, even if you're just an observer. So, because many times we don't really know what, I don't know, if there was no YouTube. I mean, for example, how many artists that you like do you know for a fact what they're trying to say?
Not many.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it's very few times that you can go to a website and there's like
if you try to study the artist or to know a little bit more about what they were trying to say.
Right.
But I think that in Instagram, for example, like you just have a first glance.
Yeah.
So if you like it, you like it because of what you're seeing.
Exactly. And I'm sure that many times also you are reflecting a lot of who you are onto that, image, and maybe your interpretation is like miles away from what the artist wanted you to, or was intending you to feel or to uncover, or what they were wanting to communicate. So there's always that disconnect, always that disconnect. But I always felt it was unfair in many ways if, certain things that, you know how I am with children's drawings. Like, I absolutely adore children's drawings. And I thought it was unfair that we start with this liberty, with this just enormous creative liberty.
Yeah, they're just
for a child
restraining it.
Yeah, for a child to say, when you look at a children's drawings up until age 5, that's where like everything falls apart sadly and changes. And it has there's a developmental reason for that age being the moment where a lot of things change. But it's very sad that we are, completely free of prejudice up to that point. And then eventually we become far more aware of our surroundings, far more aware of how things should be, again, quotes, represented. And a lot of those things are the things that push us to say, I don't know how to draw. That's when you're going to hear a child says, I don't know how to do this. And they start either copying the drawing of somebody who they feel does know how to draw something, or they just start tracing stuff. Like Fer, for example, she's at a moment where she adores to trace stuff. She loves to trace stuff. Samu would trace stuff, but Samu also likes very simplified versions of things, like meme versions of things that are just very, very simple to replicate. Like you could do that drawing 1,000 times. And he likes to learn how to do that drawing. So just meme faces, or like the Among Us characters. If there's 4 lines in one of those drawings and you just repeat it constantly, they love very formulaic sort of drawing.
Yeah, and I was going to say that even nowadays, because I was remembering the homework he did about the train.
Yeah.
And how the teacher was like, the drawing is incorrect. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
And he was trying to do a train. And I think you could read that he was drawing a train.
Yeah, and what's even sadder is that she told him, if you don't know how to draw, then do a collage.
Yeah.
And that's brutal. Like, my son is 14 now, but that's brutal to hear.
No, that's why I was like, Samu, but I see a train.
I liked it.
I see a train, I see a station.
Yeah.
I know how he draws.
Yeah.
So, I'm not expecting something different than what he is.
Right. And I could tell you right now, because I made, I mentioned that to him and I mentioned that to you, but I have friends nowadays that can't draw, or would draw like that.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to draw. Like, they're like, I don't know how to draw, dude. I draw stick figures. Like, that's my extent of knowledge of drawing. So that expectation of somebody becoming older when they're 14, by the way, and saying, yeah, you should be able to draw more.
And a train. I mean,
eloquently and elegantly.
Yeah.
Right now. It's ridiculous. I still remember how different I felt when I was the kid in my class that drew. Like, we were 2 maybe. And then when I met Federico, we were 3. I mean, 3 in 100.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to then sort of punish a kid for saying,
no, and that's
not, that's not a good drawing.
Yeah, and it's
absurd. Go do collage.
It's absurd, because I remember a friend of mine at school, and the art teacher leave an assignment.
Yeah.
And she always told her mother to do the assignment.
Yeah.
So she had straight it was excellent.
Let's say A's.
Straight A's. And she was always like, no, I'm not good at arts, but I tell my mom what I want to have as a drawing, and she showed that. And I look back and I think it's super sad, because she never tried to explore drawing.
Yeah.
And she was super afraid when we had to do, for example, cartelera.
Oh, I don't know how to translate
a presentation. We had to do drawings or whatever.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't, because I don't know how to.
Yeah.
And that's sad. I mean, because I think what Samu did was I have to talk about a train.
Yeah.
How do I think a train looks?
Yeah. Perfect.
And he drew a train.
Yeah.
And you could understand.
It was like super. It was far more complex. But anyways, so that got me to thinking. And Manuel is like saying, Manuel Hernández, muy chévere su apreciación porque sí quiero hablar un poquitico de esto. He's mentioning Henry Darger or Henry Darger. Nobody even knows how to, pronounce his last name. That the outsider art. You guys know that I just don't like the
connotation.
Yeah, no. I just don't like to speak about fantastic artists and to categorize them that way. I really don't. It got me to thinking, because we just got a book on Bill Traylor also. Just fantastic people. And for me, the one that crushes my soul is James Castle. Always James Castle. I've loved James Castle for years now. Sadly, I don't want to sound like I knew James Castle when people didn't really know about James Castle, because that's not cool either. That sounds idiotic. But I kind of like that when he died, I was born, the year. I feel like there's something to me there. But I adore his work and I adore his story. And it always makes me feel how we are the ones who don't understand.
Yeah.
We are the ones. So it's not as if they are outside our realm. We should say we have no cognitive ability to understand what these people, many of them were, yes, they were like in the spectrum. They had disabilities. Some of them suffered from mental illnesses. But we are the ones who don't get it.
We are the outsiders.
Yeah, we are the ones who don't get it. And I abhor. I don't like to use the word, but I hate when we bring, these amazing human beings into our world and we try to justify what they did in our terms. So I'm saying this because I just saw a post like 2 days ago, and David Zwirner. And I don't know if you know David Zwirner's gallery, but it's probably like the biggest contemporary gallery in New York. So
I don't follow.
Like, yeah, but so if you think about it, at one point it could be Mary Boone or Larry Gagosian. Mm-hmm. Now it's like David Zwirner. He has like some of the most well-known contemporary artists in the world. Mm-hmm. So, he is single-handedly very much capable of dictating what is, where art is kind of going. Mm-hmm. And David Zwirner just has now a show on James Castle. Uh-huh. So I wrote, and I because I commented on their Instagram page, mm-hmm. which I'm sure that they have nobody there that reads that. They don't care. Like those, they never care about engagement. They just use that as a place where they can promote this stuff. But it's not as if they're going to interact with anyone through their social media. But I had already written like, oh, you guys suck. And I mean, more elegantly, but I basically told them that they sucked. And but I was curious, and I thought, I'm going to ask for a price. So I inquired through the website, but I had to put an email. So I put our OPL email, and I put your name.
Okay.
So it's fine. So they were like, oh, Daniela, that drawing has already sold $180,000 for one of his small.
Wow.
And they even feel cool, like soot and spit drawings. I'm sure that for those James Castle fans, they know what I'm talking about with soot and spit. And I was like, $180,000. And what part? Oh God, that's.
Why did that happen?
Morty took a fall because he's like 180. Oh my God, 180,000.
I mean, he lost his head.
He lost his head. No, that's the extra head. So, anyways, we'll pick Morty up in a little bit. But I was like, you know what? This has nothing to do with like the James Castle estate, like his family. I hope that, some of that money goes to them, and if that's their estate, or if all those drawings comes from them, I mean, I guess they deserve. They were a very humble family, very, very poor when James Castle was alive. He used to live in Idaho, in Boise, Idaho. I was just looking at like a little documentary about his house, and they made their house, like they rebuilt almost his house, the house he grew up in, and now it's like a gallery slash art center slash
Okay.
residency. You could go there to do residencies, and they kept like a lot of the walls as much as they could. I mean, because this was a house that Boise bought, like the state bought or the city bought. I don't know if the state of Idaho or the city, but they bought, and they were trying. You know, they wanted to preserve it in some way and make it accessible for artists. So that's a nice thing. That's a super super nice thing. But I was thinking, so I'm thinking, you know what? That's cool. That his memory lives through just the acknowledgement of who he was, and trying to push those values. He was deaf, so a lot of schools for the deaf, because he went to a school for deaf children when he was little, are kind of tied to that initiative. So it's really nice. But they actually sent him back from the school. Yeah, they were like, yeah, we don't know if we can help him because he had some, developmental issues. So for the longest time, he was thought to be, he was deaf, but he was thought to be illiterate and, have some sort of, he was probably in the spectrum or have some sort of mental illness. But he was thought of as a person that wouldn't have the ability to do like the bare minimum. And usually in those schools for the deaf, this is like, almost beginning of the 20th century, they would teach them like trades. They would teach them to sew or to knit or to, attach and glue things, just things that they could be useful, again, in quotes,
Which is terrible,
for our society, for us, the able-minded people, they could learn something that could be useful in our world, which I've always just really disliked that. Really, really disliked that. I mean, we're better people now. So he was always in the fringe of everything. But what's amazing is that when he started doing art, like, we thought of him as illiterate, but there was a language to what he was doing, always. And I think it's an incredibly powerful language. It's not our language. It's not our written language. And maybe he couldn't draw, like, that they know for a fact that he would copy letters, but he didn't understand. He couldn't read, and he couldn't understand what letters were, but he would copy them constantly. So he had that thing that people that are in the spectrum do, that they get super good at doing one thing repeatedly. He was super obsessed with like copying and making little booklets, and he would like wrap them and store them and add to them. He would make these little collections of things. So they were very precious to him, but in ways that things are not precious to us. It's not, I think our biggest mistake is to try to define these amazing people in our terms, because we can't. Like, they cannot be understood in our terms. Like, there's no words for us to say what they are, that we know of, because we don't speak the same language. We don't share the same brain or the same sensibility as them. So I'm always mad, like always frustrated when they take these remarkable human beings and now they are David Zwirner and they're selling them as like these, this is an amazing artist. Like, we discovered James Castle. Like, it's always like, we discovered James Castle, or when you discover James Castle, because he was in the outside. So discovering means like, I'm going to take him. I'll walk carefully, in the outer realm of the art world, of the known, abled world. And I'll see something that looks interesting and I'll bring it back so I can claim it. I can, say, I discovered this. I hate that. I really, really do. So, you know what? Just, it pains me, and I have to read this if you don't mind.
No,
it's in the David Zwirner. So let me look for this, because I don't think I took a screenshot of this. So they wrote, because they're selling these pieces, of course. They wrote something. They wrote about James Castle's practice, the three pillars three pillars, oh my God, of James Castle's practice. And one was materiality, all these words that he didn't even understand these words. We are the ones that are like, oh, materiality. He couldn't even write that word. He could care less about that stupid word. Dimensionality, and this is the coolest one. Preservation. And listen to this. Castle stored his drawings, handmade books, and ephemera in small boxes and bundles that he carefully assembled and wrapped in paper or fabric and bound with, you guessed it, twine. These small containers and art capsules were stored throughout his family's properties, buried in dirt floors and lining the rafters and sheds around the farm, reflecting both their importance to him and his desire to protect the artwork stored inside them. You know why this is important for Werner? Because they're trying to say, it's soot and spit, but he really took really good care of them. So the drawings are like in perfect shape. So if we're going to charge $180,000 for a drawing, don't worry. They're in good shape. He took care of them. Like, this is not, there was no negligence there. There was nothing there. Don't worry. These were super precious, super nice. He took care of them. You're fine. You're good. You know what I saw when I was let me see. When I was watching that documentary, they were tearing down his house. They were tearing down his house. Yeah. I'll try to explain it a little bit.
I know it's because
okay, sorry. So this is the wall. Okay. This is a wall that they were stripping. To the right, it's a wall. This is like a picture looking down. And between the wall, like the wall had like they would just paste stuff on top of stuff. So a lot of wallpaper, a lot of plaster thing. It was a mess, but that's the way they would redecorate in the past, I guess. When they were stripping out that wall, they found all of these things just hidden within the wall, and there's a ton of his drawings are there, and I mean, just it's like a rat nest. I want to see closer. So that's a drawing. I could show you the video afterwards. We could link the video afterwards, I guess, if people are more interested. And yes, they're wrapped, and yes, they're, but they were saying how, oh my God, these drawings have probably been there for like 70 years. Nobody cared. Nobody knew. It's not as if, when he was so protective of the well-being of his drawings, that's what the gallery is trying to tell you. Like, oh my God, these were so important for him. That he knew. He didn't know. He didn't care in the sense that we think we should care for our work. He just stashed them, in between the wall and just kept them there for whatever reason. It's just like, it's so hard to try to rationalize something that is beyond our notion of rationalization. And for us to like try, it's ridiculous. I think that, we could speculate. And whenever you hear stuff about James Castle, so much speculation. So nobody knows. So I just can't stand it when a gallery just looks at that and says, you know what? We'll keep the notion of, he stored them and he wrapped them and because they were precious to him. But if it's too beat up, if it's too like, oh my God, this was like in between a wall and it's like, it's a terrible, that drawing is in horrible shape. That has like fungus all over it. It's like, no, that's not good for us. No, that's not good for, what we're trying to sell. We can't charge 180 grand with a drawing that's like, infected with fungus. So mold and fungus, and it's like, oh no, not that. I mean, that's proof. That's probably better proof of how he felt about the drawings and how detached he was about the drawings. How his family had no knowledge of what he was doing. That thing that was stored for 70 years behind a wall. Nobody knew. Nobody. And that's what's important. That nobody knew. And I don't like that. There's this sense of like I unearthed a treasure. And there's like potentially, I don't know, $1 million in there if we sell all the things that we found. I can't deal with that. I can't take it. Like that to me is like, why David Werner? Like, come on. why doesn't the Met buy the whole collection? Like give him $20 million and buy everything, and then have him as part of the collection of the Met that everyone can go see, and have that show travel all over the world for people to see. But you don't sell it as you sell everything else. You don't sell it as, you don't dirty it up. Like, it was soot and spit. And I think that what we're doing with those drawings, it's even dirtier than what, James Castle did to draw them, like used to draw them. I just don't, maybe I'm dumb with this, but like, I feel so attached to this because these examples to me are the purest form of art. Like, to me, purest form of art is when a children starts drawing, because they don't know about drawing or materiality or dimensionality or all these like bullshit names that people, like stupid people like us, like educated, quote unquote, huge quotes on that, educated people like us want to describe, want to ascribe to artistic endeavors. They don't know. They don't care. They just need a rock or a pencil. Like, kids need a piece of charcoal and a wall. Give them a marker and see if they care that this is a wall. If they're 3, they'll draw on the wall. They don't give a shit about the wall. It's like, I don't care. It's like, I wanted to draw. It was amazing. That to me, when you're a kid up until like 4 or 5 years old, that is pure. That is like 100% pure. And sadly, because and I love Dubuffet, and I love his path into trying to access what it meant to draw like a child. But I don't think we can access that. I think, being, again, huge quotes here, able-minded, that doesn't allow us, the ability to go back. It doesn't. It's almost impossible for us to go back. So I think that when there's extraordinary people, when nature gifts us the chance to be surrounded by extraordinary people that for some reason or another do have access to that way of thinking, like, we should protect them. We should always protect them. Like, and protecting them means don't fuck with this part. Like, don't touch them. Don't do anything to. You think that what they need is to come to our world and be educated and, be more sophisticated, or you think that what they want is money, and sometimes they don't give a crap about the things that we suppose that we have figured out that are super powerful, when you commercialize artwork. So I don't know. I always get incredibly frustrated when these sort of things happen. And I mean, I'm sure it's happened before. Sadly, this is the first time that I see some of Castle's work. I know they've gone in auction, so it's not the first time. But something like Zwirner having James Castle, it killed me. I died a little bit. Not yesterday, I guess the day before yesterday when I saw this. There's things that are right and there's things that are not right. And this is one of the things that I'm like deep down in my belly. I go like, it's not right. This is not cool. It's not right. So anyways, because I haven't even shown what I did. I'm sorry.
No,
I went on a rant
fine.
there. I'm so sorry.
No, that's
but
fine.
I think you know me, and this is something that I really care about. And I never know how to, like, I don't know how that, comes into what I do. Sadly, I think I'm going to use this term, like, too educated in painting. I'm not saying like I'm, oh my God. No. But, I went through school and I went through like a formative process in painting. And then I, worked for galleries, and I myself was a teacher for many, many years. It's too much. Like, I think I'm beyond salvation. To have the ability to say, this is what I want to strive for this. I don't think I can do that. I don't know how any of these things that I feel so strongly for or so strongly about could have an effect on my painting. I really don't. But I try to say, but when speaking about the idea of disconnect, I was like, I thought about something super simple, and you'll visualize the painting immediately before I even describe it to you. I thought, you know what? If I had drawn the train or the jaguar or the alligator,
The one of
the
Samu's
babilla, yeah, that was
homework?
in Samu's homework, it would be cool. If I had drawn that train, it would be like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so messed up. Or if I had drawn like the childlike, jaguar, like it would have been like, oh, that's so simple. And I don't know. If I had done that, if me from my educated, whatever, it would have been different. The context of that image would have been immediately different just because I did it. And I was like, well, what if I do it? What if I do it? So I did.
No, but you have to show it first to me. That's how we do it always.
So I did this.
Oh, that's super cool.
So I did that. I did exactly that. And let me show you what I did. So I did the
Samu's train.
I did the train tracks that are kind of messed up. I did the train with the are they wheels? What do you call the wheels on the train? Wheels?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah. With the spokes super messed up. The little strings of smoke I adored. And I did the jaguar. I did the alligator, our babilla, because these are, native animals to us. And I did my dumb, stupid hand with like, it was a pencil, but it was a red. I mean, it's a graphite pencil. It's just painted red. But and I did that because I thought, you know what? It's like there's a huge disconnect between those two things. Enormous disconnect. Like there's two universes, two things that. I mean, I'm touching it with a pencil, but it's not real. Like, I think I'm trying to say that it's not possible for me to draw that. Like, the only thing I did was put the pencil on top of the jaguar, and that's it.
Because you would be forcing it. Like,
Yeah,
you would
right.
be...
Right. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You know me. You don't. Oh, my God. We make fun of this when, like, there's an ad that there's supposed to be like a children's drawing, and that some idiot at an ad agency was like, no, we can't have a children draw that. We have to control it a little bit better.
So.
Can this adult draw like a child and make it look like make a drawing that we can pass off as a children's drawing? And every time we see those things, we're like, dude, that's an adult making a children's drawing. That is not a children's drawing at all. Because children's drawings, there's like a... Dude, I don't care. Like there's a I don't care quality to them that we do not possess. We just don't. We grew up. We just don't have that anymore. So when I speak about that disconnect, I feel that, this is me not drawing. I'm not drawing that jaguar. Like that's Samu's jaguar. I'm just placing a pencil. This is my hand. Because there's a little bit of my father's.
So you're imposing into Samu's drawing.
Yeah,
which is cool. No. Which is cool because of the conversation we were having. Because the gallery is imposing themselves towards others' work.
It's like, because what we think, I think as a society, and particularly within the arts, it's like, it's super like colonialist if you really think about it. But it's like, you know what? If we take this very, savage thing, and we bring it to civilization, we bring it to a place where we use words like, what was it? I forget even now. What dimensionality and materiality? I forget. I could puke if I repeat those things again. If we bring it here, then you know what? It's going to be more sophisticated. Then we've discovered an incredible artist. And you know what? You know what's even better? We're going to charge ooloads of money for it. We're going to charge you like, this is a good investment. This is a very good investment. And as much as I, detest that bridge is being constructed between two places that should never be connected, I wanted to speak about it. I wanted to say, you know what? I'm going to talk about that. And that's my hand. And that's, I almost hope that my hand is like invisible there. It just feels like a hand. And there's such a big separation between the two of them that you don't really care about how the hand is painted or drawn, or it just feels like a hand. That the fact that it feels, fleshy and somewhat naturalistic is enough to speak about the separation of those two. And ultimately, I hope that that's what's underneath that effort. That it's not, oh my God, look at that super realistic hand drawing this children's, this very unsophisticated drawing. When again, I just think that from our world, we can't understand their world. So, and I also, I have to say, like, that's the art part. The father part, I was just like, I think that teacher is very short-sighted. Very, very short-sighted. Because I promise you, if I showed this to her, she'd be like, oh my God, that's an amazing painting. And if she doesn't recognize that why it's probably like a cool painting to paint, I guess that's why she doesn't understand why. That's why she thinks what she has to say, she has to tell Samu, you don't know how to draw, so just collage things, print them and glue them if you don't have an ability to draw. There's a lot of anger, I don't like to say it, but it's anger. I really do feel angry when something that I love so much, I mean, in this case, obviously my children, but also just the easiest way and the most uncomplicated way that I can try, that when I try to address or define what purity in art means, I gravitate towards, the work of amazing people like Darger or like Castle or like Bill Traylor. I think that's, I think that should remain pure. It is. I don't know why. No, I do know why, because there's money in it. But I just can't stand that art has to always, always reach that, goal that it's fine, it's fine. Like if there was value to it, which I think there's, almost like, it's almost as ridiculous as saying like, oh, I'm going to put a Rembrandt. Like if the Met was going to say, you know what, we're going to sell the Rembrandt self-portrait. We're going to sell it. Like, what? How much does that go for? Like, there's no way you can kind of think of what that is worth. In many ways, I think if I look at James Castle's work as a whole, I'm like, I don't know how to value that. It's impossible to value it. It's almost like absurd. But that's why I wish, like, go to a museum. Go. Put it in Washington that's free so that people can see it. And then Washington can actually pay, and other museums can pay for that show to travel all over the world. And, museums can say, you know what, this is a James Castle show. We're going to do this differently. It's going to be free. It's going to be completely free. We're not going to charge for shows. Like, when I was young, when I was in my 20s, there was no charging for shows. No, none. You would go to a museum. There was a show. If you paid regular things, sometimes it would, you would pay whatever you want going to the museum. And you could go to the show. Nowadays, oh my God, you go to a museum, now you have to pay extra for a show. F you. Like, yeah. And 20 years ago, museums were as rich, probably they're richer now. They're as rich as they are today. So, yeah, I think that was the way in which museums, again, if the estate of James Castle wanted to sell that, give him money, give him a ton of money, because their dad was a genius and society didn't treat him as such, or we were so ignorant that we couldn't recognize we didn't know how to nurture that. So it was our fault as a society. So make things right, If the estate wants to sell something, give him a ton of money. But you keep it, and you now make things right. You as a museum, as an institution, make it right. And I am saddened to see that they didn't. The way they went about it was like, let's just sell the shit out of this. Let's just put 180 grand for a drawing of soot and spit. People are going to love that. Oh my God, what is that? Soot and spit? Hell yeah, it's 200 grand. Oh, I love that. I want to pay 200 grand for soot and spit. Oh, fuck. So it crushes me inside. I know. I'm so sorry, Danny, that this, instead of a presentation, rant.
It's fine.
Anger-filled rant. My heart kind of, and I didn't mention this to you like 2 days ago, because I thought, this is probably like, if I start talking about this, you're going to notice maybe what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that you already knew about Samu's drawings.
Yeah.
Like you already knew. As soon as I started talking, you were like, oh,
yeah,
like Samu's drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where everything connected for me. So, yeah. So that was I had to get all of that out. But that was
which is amazing. That's why we have this space.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a space for conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be always a super lovely conversation.
I know. This one's like underneath it all, it's like my heart is like shrinking, I feel. But you know what's really cool? We could sit down and talk about it. And I could tell you right now that it would never feel the same if I hadn't done this painting. Like the conversation would never feel the same. We could be talking about the same thing, exactly the same thing. But for me, saying I want to do something or I want to experience something through a painting that is, connected with this conversation, I think that that's amazing. And that's why I always speak about the value of painting. It's not about making a painting. It's not like I could have not shown this painting, and it doesn't matter because I would have carried that experience of making that painting with me and how that felt. Even like trying to draw, just like really observing the jaguar and the crocodile, like I could see my son's hand just like very timidly traveling.
And like trying to tap into memory to try and
it's amazing.
Like,
there's a little leg that he there's like a pentimenti there. There's it's there and I painted
I saw it. Oh.
Yeah. I think, do you want to get that? I don't know what it could be. Do you want to get it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you could go. I'll
No, but wait.
I'll just do Liat said what I think is really cool is how the drawing and the painting look different. And the drawing looks like a drawing. Yeah, part of that. I think part of that was it was important for me to try to preserve the nature of those two things, Liad. Painting being equated with what I do, and then drawing kind of pointing at the world that probably refers to Samu's world. So, yeah, let's wait for Danny, because, out of respect for Danny, but also because I want Danny to be in the conversation. So you guys can tell me anything while she gets back. Now, because what did we get? Oh, for you? Paint. Oh, okay, paint.
No, I thought they were going to pick up the box I had.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Oh, okay. No, don't worry. Okay.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So just to no. So just to repeat something that because Liat was saying, but I wanted, if I say something that I think is kind of cool, I obviously want you to be here.
Yeah.
But so Leah was speaking about the difference between or what feels like painting and what feels like drawing, and I guess that in sort of convention terms, that was super important for me. I was saying because I associate the painting with my language, and then I associate the drawing, quote unquote, drawn parts with like Samu's world that is like
what he
completely
did.
different from that. So, so that's me. I don't know if you want to say something or
No, I was trying to like absorb every bit of information you were saying, because I think it was a very interesting conversation. I'm super lost on what I'm going to answer to, but I think I would like revisit the image you did and all the things you said, because I think it was a very interesting conversation. And like, it was also something that stayed in my head. That's why when I saw you were there with Samu, I was like, Samu, I can see what you did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Samu doesn't care about a lot of things, but I think he felt kind of bad of what the teacher said.
Yeah.
Like, he was sad. He was like, can you draw it, please? Because the teacher said that I had to do a better drawing or to collage it. And I just felt sad. I mean, like Samu was trying to communicate what he wanted to say with what it's available to him, which is his drawing.
Yeah.
And the teacher wasn't even like trying to see what he drew.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, that's bad.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
She just
like, that's not a good
not
drawing.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's super interesting that you answered with that drawing, because that's something I had in my head, because I went to visit my cousin
I saw
Friday.
you were drawing with him.
Yeah, and he was drawing, and he did like a scribble.
Yeah, your cousin's 4, so people that maybe don't know.
And he was making something, and he was like, did you see what I drew? And I was like, is it a person? And he was like, no, look. And I was like,
I know.
Is it a
I know
car?
that feeling. Yeah, it's always best to like, wow, that's amazing.
No,
tell me what it is.
No, but he was asking.
Okay.
And I was like, no, tell me. And he was like, so this is the road we took to get back home.
Oh, amazing.
So this is the building. This is where the kind of El Caño, I don't know how to say, like the water.
Okay, like a river. Like
like a kind of river passes.
Or like.
This is, but the most amazing thing is that they were just like circles. And
that's
like
amazing.
Lines. And he was like, and you're here.
Yeah.
And I'm here. And I was like,
amazing.
oh, yes, I see it.
Yeah.
So.
Must have been super clear in his mind, too.
Yeah, and when I was there, like, I was thinking about Samu. Because I was like that's not cool.
No.
Like, to not feel, like, encouraged by your teachers.
Yeah.
But to feel like they're letting you down.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to do something, and, like, instead of them giving you motivation, they're just, like, shutting everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I mean, because I saw my cousin, and I was like, this is amazing. I mean, in his brain, it's so clear what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, don't you see it? And I was like,
yeah,
tell me about
How could you
it.
not understand that this circle is a canal?
Yeah.
This circle is a building.
Oh,
this
no.
circle is me.
No, and after that, he did a game.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I'm going to draw something of the room.
Yeah.
And you have to say what it is.
Oh, my God.
No, but he did an amazing job.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I also had a clue, because he was looking all the time to, like, the thing he was trying to draw.
Oh, cool.
So he has like a potato head.
Okay.
And like a berenjena. How do you say berenjena?
Eggplant.
Like an eggplant head.
Yeah.
And he did the eggplant.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I mean, I knew what he was doing because he was looking at it.
Yeah.
But like, I tried to understand why he was drawing it like that.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So
you know that I have a history with my children's drawings.
Well,
you obviously know that. Yeah. So
no,
I can't even.
No.
That's Fer's arm.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I am.
Yeah, because it's the camera looks.
So in Samus, I'll just come really close to you.
Mhm.
So in Samus, no, that's a rhino, and a buffalo. But these are the animals that he used to draw. And one time, this was before I got the tattoos, because these Samus I got 10 years ago, and Fers I got 6 years ago. So we were drawing. Samu and I used to draw a ton. That's why there's a little part of me that dies, because he used to love to draw. When recording, I mean, we should ask if people are... se fue la conexión, sí, se nos fue la luz. Se fue la luz y volvió. So yeah, power outage, and then it just came back. But let us know if you can still see us, hear us. Can you hear us?
I think they
Can you hear us? Maybe.
Please let us know, someone in the comments.
If we're alive. Yes.
Just
Okay.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Yeah, we apologize. The power went out, and awesome. Power went out. I hope we didn't freeze in like the worst of like.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's. I'll finish this idea.
I remember where you were.
Yeah, I was talking about Samu. So
You
we
were-
used to draw animals with Samu,
Mhm.
and one day, this is I've spoken about this, but because it was etched in my brain, unfortunately. One day he was like, "Let's draw a lion," and I was like, "Hell yeah, let's draw a lion." And my son was doing one of these. I don't even know
No,
how
it's
to.
the other
Yeah, but I don't know how to do
arm.
this. I'm so bad at this. He was doing one of these. So something like this. Okay? Very bulbous and just like circle, leg, and lion. And I was like, "Oh yeah, great." And like an idiot, I was like, I'm going to do a New York Public Library lion. And when I was doing it, I saw him. I saw that moment where he just put his pencil down and he was like, "I don't want to draw anymore." I was like, "What?
Oh,
What are you doing? It looks amazing." And he was like, "I don't know how to draw a lion. Like, you know how to draw a lion, but I don't know how to draw a lion. Look at mine, look at yours." And I mean, I felt like the biggest idiot in my life. I was like, how could I not notice that I gained nothing by saying, "Oh, I'm going to draw a lion the way I usually draw a lion." Like, it wasn't cool for him. It's not one of those entertaining things that he comes to me and he's like, "Dad, draw one of those lions that you draw." No, this was like, we're drawing together. Like, he should have been like the one that made the most interesting drawing, which I told him, like, at that moment, I told him, "No, yours is so much cooler than mine. Like, I wish I could draw like you." But he just didn't want to hear it. Again, he was like 5, maybe 6, maybe 5.5. And he just didn't want to hear it. He was like, "No, I don't know how to draw." Like, I had never seen that in him. Like, there was never, ever anything in his life that would have shown me that he was conscious about the drawings that he would make. Like, he didn't have that need or that ability to compare his drawings to anything. Because I figured, we used to collect these Schleich or these Papo animals that are super, super cool, and dinosaurs. Like, I would buy a shitload of those for him. I loved that he loved all those animals, and I love those animals too. I thought they were super cool. And I used to think, like, well, he has a thing that looks like a lion, like, and he doesn't care. So why would he care why would he ever care? But sadly, as a kid grows up, like, his brain develops in a way where he starts to notice, to contextualize his own drawing.
And to
notice,
compare.
Yeah, to notice, like, the separation that is between, how he represents and what things actually look like in nature. So one of the reasons that I ended up, I had never had a tattoo in my life. One of the reasons that I ended up tattooing my arms was because I felt like an idiot. And I used to collect, I still have at my mother's place, this huge folder, like an oversized folder with, all of their drawings from like 0 to 6, I feel. I love them. I love them still. I mean, that to me is a treasure, but I always thought, well, a drawing, a drawing can, maybe when I'm cleaning out and maybe it's a hassle, maybe I'm like, oh, these are the drawings. I don't know if I should throw them away or not. But I was like, I want a way in which I can keep them with me. And I thought, well, I've never seen anyone have, and I'm not saying like, oh, I've never seen anyone and I got them first. No, of course not. But I had never, because I'm super ignorant about tattoos. I was like, I've never seen anyone with like their children's drawings. So I'm going to do that. Like, because in my mind, I was like, I don't want like a skull or like a flaming dragon or like a eagle, like with a, punk rock band. I don't care. I don't care about any of those things. I don't care enough.
Which is fine, by the way. It's just, it didn't mean to use something. Yeah.
Like, I don't care enough about any of those things to like, for example, I love Batman. I wouldn't tattoo a Batman logo anywhere. It's just, that's who I am. Mm-hmm. And now that I have my kids, like, I would never tattoo anything that's not my kids' drawings. So when I decided, I told my son, I was like, you know what? Your drawings mean so much to me, and I really need you to understand how important these are for me and how cool I think that these are for me. But they mean so much to me that I'm going to keep them with me like until I die. This is the only way I can keep them with me until I die. So, and I remember Samu feeling like it was very, very cool. Like that was super cool. And I still love that. I don't know if they're ashamed. Like, I don't know if like now that they're older, if they see me, they're like, eh. But I love it. I absolutely adore it. So yeah. So even me, I consider myself a very loving father. I made that mistake. Like, I didn't understand.
But it wasn't intentional.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But I was like, come on, dude. Like, for the longest time, I was like, you fucking idiot. Like, come on. You could have just let him do, like, his drawings. And in my mind, I was like, there's so much cooler. Because my drawing, when I try to draw a lion, like, it's never as good as a lion. Like, it's never. Because I draw, like, somewhat naturalist and in a naturalist manner. So you're always going to be chasing nature. When he would draw, it's like, oh, my God, that's like the essence of a lion. That's like, the DNA of a lion. And I love it. So, for example, one of the where's Fed? Oh my God, I'm like, I don't know how to. Okay. So this is Samu and me. Fed drew us. So this one right here, which is clearly a bee, right? It's a bee. That one is Fed trying to draw a dragonfly. And the reason that she was trying to draw a dragonfly was that her class, I don't know what grade, 5th grade. No, not 5th grade.
5th grade.
No,
yeah,
when she was like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
when she was like 5 maybe. They, or 4 or 5. Yeah, 5. They gave them all, in her class, and other classes were different, but in her class, it was all, animals, insects. Or insects, maybe.
So they gave, because I don't know if you... like if everyone understood, but they gave every kid an animal.
Right. So she, in her class, she was the dragonfly. And she was a dragonfly, super proud. I was like, oh my God, the dragonfly. Like, my mother, your grandmother thinks that they're magical, that they're good luck. And my mother always feels like, I remember when I was little thinking that she would say, oh, that's my father, like my dead, grandfather. Like, oh, it's right there when a dragonfly would appear. So I was like, oh, they're super magical. They're amazing. And when she tried to draw one, it was a bee. And I was like, I remember that moment. And I had this flashback to Samu's lion. And I was like, I could be that idiot again, clueless, blind, and tell her, no, Fed, that's a bee. That's a bee. That's not how you draw a dragonfly. Dragonfly is like a longer
Slimmer,
body,
yeah.
slimmer, long wings. Let me show you how to draw a dragonfly, and I would have ruined this kid forever. And I learned, she's my second kid, so I had to go through messing up with Samu, but I learned that when she drew it, I was like, you know what? That's an amazing dragonfly. And when I was getting, whenever, I think she was very little, but she was like, is that when's my arm going to happen? Like, if that's Samu's arm, as soon as she had consciousness of those are Samu's drawings and they're in my arm, she was like, when is my arm going to happen? Come on. And I told her, no, don't worry. Like, we're going to do this. And, and when I was picking the drawings, I was like, I got to put the B because it's a dragonfly. And it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I even remember at the university, somebody would tell me, there were a lot of people that would tell me, oh, are you going to be okay with like a ton of drawings of like princesses and hearts and like, because she's a girl.
What?
And it's not like, and I was like, what are you talking? Like,
and even if that was the case, like, why would they care?
Yeah, no.
Your daughter's drawings.
As if like children's drawings, cool monsters, animals,
and girls' drawings,
growling,
terrible.
Girls' drawings, overly sentimental.
Because you even have the tooth fairy.
I have where is it? Yeah, I have. Okay, let me see.
No,
this.
that's heart,
oh my God.
dad.
Yeah, what is? I can't even.
What?
But it's like a heart that says papa, but she wrote it,
Pop.
Pop, because who cares? And it has two eyes on top. So it's a heart being with two eyes, two like googly eyes on top that I love. But the one I like most of, of her.
What? No.
I can't do it.
Like
I can't.
This. Wait. So it's this one, but it's backwards.
Yeah, and the name I love. The name is my favorite. Because she wrote her name and it's misspelled and she didn't even know how to write. Very James Castle. She just saw letters. She didn't know how they sounded. She didn't know what it meant to write. But she was just attempting to copy letters. And Fer would ask a lot, like, how do you write my name?
Oh, yeah, that happens
you would
a
write,
lot.
Yeah, and that happens with every child.
To copy
yeah.
it, yeah.
Because they associate, it's like an identity thing. Like, this is me in letters. Like, this is me in a drawing. This drawing means me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's like a magical moment for kids in their brains. And Feta was like super obsessed with writing her name. She even signs her drawings now.
Yeah.
And this is one of the first instances that she wrote her name. And I adored it. Like, there's so many wrong things about it that it's perfect, that it's absolutely perfect. So,
I was trying to remember because my cousin knows how to write now and like read. But like a year ago, he was telling me to write things. Yeah. And he was writing things. And I wrote in, like, he always wrote in all caps.
Okay, yeah.
And I wrote in
cursive?
No,
small, like small. I don't know how to
like
small.
No caps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you say minúscula?
And he was like, oh, can you write Diana, which is my aunt's name?
Yeah, his mother's.
And I wrote Diana.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, that's not Diana. And I was like, yes, it's Diana. And he was like, no, it's not Diana. And he wrote Diana in all caps. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. I mean, he understands letters as caps.
Lowercase.
As all caps.
Thank you, JB.
Lowercase, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think it's super cool what you say about them. Like, sometimes, like, the adult brain thinks that things that are super, like we think about them as given.
Right.
And they're not for kids.
No.
I mean, they're like, he was like laughing that time and he was like, that's not her name. And I was like,
right.
And that was amazing. Like, I understood. I couldn't think as he thinks.
No, you can't.
So
You can't. And in the same way that you can't when he did the circles and they meant the path that you had taken.
Because it was like a
landmarks.
like a spiral.
Okay.
And that was like the trees. And it was like a line, but the line went like this. So like the river line became the road of the car. Because he was like doing the river. And I think that maybe he was like, oh, and I have to do the road. So he just continued the line.
Yeah, connected. Why would it matter to, why would it be wrong to do something like that? Like in their brain, they're like, it's okay. I'm speaking about one journey, one path. So why would it be weird to connect everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But that's my whole point. Like we can't access those things. Sadly, I think that's for us as artists, that's like the cross we have to bear. That should be a tragedy.
And I also think that we can't take away or impose a value to what they do. I mean, and I'm like, you can think it's amazing, but you can't impose that they thought it was amazing or that they like cherished what they did so much because it was like invaluable, for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you can't impose that.
No.
Like not to one way nor the other. Like you can't take away the value or you can't put the value to what they did in their mind. I mean, you can say, "Oh, it's amazing." But that doesn't mean it's amazing for them.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to it's another drawing. It's another drawing. I remember I used to we used to go out to for lunch and they would draw in the mats in the placemats of crepes, for example, and
restaurants.
Yeah, and when we were leaving, I would just always take those and fold them and put them in my pocket. And I remember Samu would go like, "What are you doing, dude?" It's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, and I was like, "No, I loved those drawings. I just want to keep them." But they were looking at me like, "Dude, that's like trash. That's like." Those are the drawings that I did while we were waiting for food. Like, what the hell? Like, why are you taking them home? And so it is weird. Like, unfortunately, there are many smaller instances where we cross that line, where we, in very small ways, we want to say, I'm going to extract this from your world and place it in mine where things have value.
But
like,
that's terrible because every time someone does that, it's like if they were if they were looking down and trying to pick something, because I am the one that knows that this has value. So let me like bring it and give it value.
I think, but maybe the definition of value here is what we should try to understand, because I think James Castle, to bring it back to James Castle, for example, because that's like our connecting sort of element through this conversation. I think James Castle's work is invaluable. Like, it is impossible for me to say, like, the body of his work costs this amount of money. It's impossible. To me, that's unreasonable to say this costs this amount of money. Sure, you can reach a value that an institution would have to pay their family for, the estate of James Castle for those works, but in the end, it's like so arbitrary. But that's like a very, art, commerce, just the ugly side of art definition of value that's super easy to get to. I think the real value is, I think, is evidenced by the people when you see that work. It's like, that those drawings or constructions, those assemblages that he does with like paper and string and cardboard, or the little booklets that he has, or the little like records of his exhibits and stuff, like how he hung stuff. Those things, when you experience those works, that's the value. That's when you realize how otherworldly they feel. That's the value. When you need to reevaluate your own definitions of art because of those pieces, That's the value. So I think there can be a value to them. You know how detached I am with, for example, my own work. But there was a moment where I felt it was important for me as a human being to say, I want to live with what my children did, but not. I mean, obviously, every time I look at my arms, I remember my children, and that's super cool. But it's not a way. It's not a way of saying I want to be reminded of them every day. Like if I didn't have these, I would be reminded of my children every single day. Like I'm not dependent on these drawings to be reminded of them.
Yeah, it's not like a post-it you need to see to remember something.
And it's not as if this little beanie.
You're terrible.
Idiot. I don't know. Spatially,
do like this.
It's because it's mirrored. I don't know how
you
to.
Can go
I don't.
here and just raise it like.
I can't do it.
No,
I don't know how to do it. And this is my bad arm,
No.
so. No, that's hurting my shoulder.
Okay.
Oh, I can't do it. But anyway, there's a little beanie, dumb. Look at this little amoeba being here. Like Samu did, hundreds of those. Like there's nothing extraordinary about this particular one. It's not as if I was like curating and saying, "Oh, that's the cool amoeba thing that he did when he was like 2." No, it's like it's just an amoeba thing. So even like in terms of which drawings, like the drawings here don't matter. I mean, they matter in the sense that there's stories attached to them, and that's super nice for me. But it's not that. I mean, I don't know. I think it's always, for me, it's a grounding moment. Every time I look at my arms, it's like ground yourself. It's whenever you think like, oh my God, like for example, in today's painting, like, oh, I painted a cool hand. Like who gives a crap if I painted a cool hand? Like honestly, it's a hand. A hand is a hand is a hand. Like if you want to get better at painting hands, you'll eventually get better at painting hands. That's it. That's not the end of the road. Like the end of the road can't be I just want to paint a hand and have it look cool. Like okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares if a hand looks cool. So I think it's a reminder for me as a painter that there is something beyond like the most apparent of things that everyone does in painting. Everyone. It doesn't matter if you are like a super contemporary, expressive, figurative painter, or if you're like ultra classical, super academic. It doesn't matter. Like it's all like in the end, it's all kind of like the same. Like beyond those things that are very easy to identify, I feel there is something to drawing and painting. There is something else. There's something way bigger, way, way bigger. And I think that these like children and extraordinary people, they have like nature has granted them this gift to be able to access those things. We don't understand it. We don't get it. We can't converse with them even. We can't. We're trying to be like, okay, explain to me something. They can't explain anything to us. We don't speak the same language. We never will. So I think it's just a reminder that there is something beyond painting. There is something beyond drawing. We don't get it. We don't understand it. We don't get it. We pursue it our whole lives. And it's not about drawing better like that. Come on. Like there would be nothing magical about drawing if your whole life was just about drawing better. That's dumb. That's minuscule when you realize like the sort of boundlessness of drawing. So it's just a reminder. For me, that's the value. It's a reminder. It's just like something pointing back at me, like saying, here's something that you could strive for this your whole life, but you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get there. It's unachievable. But it's good to strive for it. It's good to be reminded of it, even if it'll never be a goal. It can't be a goal, but it should be where it should be in the direction we're headed. Like that should be a little kind of like signpost or a little lantern kind of illuminating the way where we're headed. So anyways, that was
What's that face?
that was it for today. I feel.
I think it's a super cool conversation.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry if I look like a little bit lost. I'm just like trying to,
You
as
look
I
amazing.
said, thank you. I'm trying to like really listen to everything you're saying so I can have an idea of the answer I want to give. It's not like I'm not paying attention. Of course I am. I'm just like being respectful of what you want to say. Because I think it's super cool that you find a space where you can talk about things that mean a lot to you. And I know this means a lot to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm really happy you took the conversation to this road.
Does it feel too disconnected? I mean,
No.
it started from the idea of
Well,
disconnected, but that's where I
You did a bathroom corner. I did a
spill.
spilled tea.
Yeah.
So,
It makes sense. It makes
yeah.
perfect sense. So, anyway.
And I don't think it feels disconnected.
I mean, without.
It is disconnected, but it has a narrative. Like, it has a reason of being. It's not like, oh, I just wanted to do this, and that's what I did. No, like, it has a reason.
And you know what I
be.
like? That without what you did and what you said, I probably would have, seen Samu's drawing and felt angry about it too, and felt, angry at the teacher. But it would have been different. Like, I think when we start to do this, like art gets super intermingled with life. And that's super cool, I feel. That's super, super cool. Because, you know what? I think it takes the burden of the what to paint or what to draw. Like, I know that we go through that at the beginning. We're like, oh my God, what should I paint? What should I draw? Like, what? I need something to paint or draw to answer.
But it's different because it's not just like looking for a subject matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like looking for an answer. Or not an answer, but like a connection.
Right.
To the conversation.
And it's not this existential thing where it's like, I am blocked. I have no idea what to write about, what to think, what to paint. I'm not interesting. I'm boring. There's nothing in my head. I've done crap for the last 20 years. Like, those thoughts don't invade my brain.
No.
Like, for some reason, when we are kind of involved in this exercise, like, my mind is just, it almost feels like I'm trying to solve something in a separate plane. But it's a plane that's far more kind of open. I think it's like as if your senses were like, you're open. And I think that many times when we are just involved so much in making art, we are blind. It's like we put blinders on and we just can't see past what we want to say with art. I think we're so worried about what we want to say that we are not paying attention to things that are trying to help us actually in terms of, hey, if you pay attention to me, I can make this a lot easier.
Yeah.
And we're like, no. I'm looking for my thesis. It's like, no. I'm doing this. Like, I have to speak about this other thing. And I love when an exercise like this or interaction can remind me that, hey, sometimes it's not super difficult, but you have to be in the right kind of wavelength.
Yeah.
You have to.
And
if
you
not,
have to be
just
open.
Things. Yeah, if
like
not
you
just
said.
things. Like, life is going to throw everything at your face and you're just not going to see it.
And you're blind to them.
Yeah, you're going to be dodging it, like in Matrix style.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's that was today.
Yeah.
Super
do
ranty.
You want to,
very monologue-y, so I
no.
apologize for that.
No, because that's cool. I mean, not, as I said at the beginning, not every conversation has to be like you say something, I answer, you say something, I answer. I mean, last time I had a text that I wanted to read, and it didn't, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but it didn't involve you in anything.
No, that's amazing.
We had a conversation after that, but the focal point of the conversation was the text.
Right.
So you don't have to feel bad for the monologue. I mean, I think it was amazing, and it was super cool to hear what you think about not only Samu, but the the gallery
Oh
post
God.
you read and everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. And I would like to see what I came up with for next week.
We're gonna. You know what's gonna be cool?
One.
That I think regardless of what you do, and I like during this week I was repeating this to myself also. Like, regardless, I think the idea is to say, yeah, here's the painting, but here's why I wanted to talk. Here's why I wanted to have this image accompany this conversation.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just a painting, I mean, it's a painting, so whatever. But I would say it's just. I mean, I'm not saying it's meaningless without what we just did.
No, but it gains a lot.
But it misses.
Because of the conversation.
It misses something. I will never be able to detach this painting from this moment or from what happened at that that exact your painting followed by Samu's drawing followed by that post that I saw on James Castle.
Yeah.
Like all of those things I connected. It was just like that. This painting would not exist if it wasn't for that moment. Yeah. So, and I love that I could say, well, this painting then is connected to the first painting we did because that has all been like this very beautiful kind of chain reaction. So, yeah. So that's it. We lost Morty.
And the internet for a bit.
Yeah. I think that was all Morty. The internet, it was all connected.
Do you want to read some comments?
Yeah. Maria Camila, your cousin, your cousin says, can't wait to see the response. This looks awesome, Coco. So for people who don't know, Coco is what my mother, only my mother, used to call me. And she used to call me and Coco is like coconut, like Coco. Which makes pretty much sense today, that my daughter Fer feels that, the bald head is like Coco. That makes sense.
And,
like your face looks
like
your head looks like a coconut.
In Spanish, like
Coco.
El Coco.
Coco. Oh
like
yeah.
The head is the Coco too.
So, but no, my mother. It's a little more elaborate why they would call me Coco.
Yeah, Toto, Coco.
Yeah, or no, I think it's Nicolás, Nicolacho, Cocolacho, Coco.
No, but you told me Toto.
No, Toto. I think it's a deformation of Coco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that Toto was probably what my sister heard or one of my sisters.
Because your brother calls you.
Yeah, my whole family. And my brother still, yeah. But Coco or Coquito, the diminutive, used to, no, not used to be. That's what my mother used to call me. Still does, Coquito.
Coquín.
Cocolachito, Coquito.
Cocolachito.
But the thing is, I never liked it. I was super embarrassed with that nickname. And because she would call me that in public, you're a teenager, you're like at the mall, and she just screams Coco, and there's like 200 people. And I would never look at her when she was like screaming Coco at me at the mall. Never acknowledged her presence. But the thing is, she always talked about me when I was gone, when I was studying. And my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Martin, when I met him the first time, he goes like, "¿Qué hubo, Coco?" Like, "Hello, Coco." And I was like, "Who is this guy? Like, what the hell? Only my mother calls me that. Like, what the hell is this dude doing?" And then I asked him, and he was like, "Well, I always heard your mother talk to you, like refer to you like that. So I figured that was, it's just what everyone called you." And I was like, "No, dude." But I was obviously like super fine with him calling me that, but he kept on calling me that. So my nephews, my sister's two sons, they call me that. So when they started calling me that, then my niece started calling me that. So suddenly everyone was like, "Tío Coco, Uncle Coco." And I was like, what the hell? I've been trying to hide this nickname. I've been trying not to respond to this nickname for my whole life, my whole adolescent life. And now it's like everywhere in my family. And now, so it's seen a renaissance. And so when Danny met me, she went home. all my nieces nephews, Coco.
No. But that wasn't the start of Coco.
My mother?
No, because you were telling me how they called you.
Okay, but yeah, I
and
had
I
come to
started
terms.
calling you Cocolacho,
Yeah.
which was the nickname they gave you. And I talk about Nicolas in my family's home, like when I go visit my grandma or an aunt or whatever.
This
They're like, oh,
years ago.
No. What?
Well, yeah, years ago. How's your boyfriend? Oh, Coco.
No. I'm saying that when I go visit nowadays, they always ask for Coco. Like, how's Coco?
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Because now they call,
Yeah.
like I refer to him always as Coco.
Yeah, I'm saying. I was saying that years ago when you would talk to them about me,
Oh yeah, I was
you would say Coco.
Yeah, and my mom too.
And your mom.
My mom was like,
took it and ran
she's
with
with
it.
Coco.
Oh, she took it
Yeah.
and ran with it.
Coquito,
So now
because she says
the
Coquito all the
damn
time.
nickname that I was avoiding for my whole life, like your whole family.
But
I'm
I
Coco.
can't think about you and like detach it from Coco.
Oh no!
I mean,
now I can't.
For me,
now
you
I
are
don't.
Coco.
Oh.
I always call you Coco.
Oh no,
So-
I don't. I don't even try now. It's more powerful than I am. So thank you for that.
My cousin said mine is cacao. Yeah, Candy was cacao pelon. I remember.
Pero un cacao pelón es como un coco.
But I think it was because of Maria Cacao.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyways, why did we go with Coco?
because we were trying to read the comments and you just like
Oh no, because
stuck
your
in
cousin
one
said looks
comment.
awesome, Coco. Yeah. So I was trying to get to that. Can we call you Coco? I mean, I'm not gonna fight it. It's again, I put my hands down, and if you say Coco, like I'm, powerless. I can't
For
fight
me,
it
he's
anymore.
always Coco. So
Coquito. Yeah.
Coquito.
Yeah.
I
God
mean,
help
in
me.
my phone, you are Cocolachito. So
Yeah. In my phone, you're Lindita.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you call me.
Anyways.
You have to click there because it gets stuck. Like you can
Okay.
scroll.
I had to grab it here.
Yeah.
Alejandro said, I'm just going like super arbitrary.
Okay.
Alejandro says that teacher makes me so mad. I'm fuming here. Oh, I was fuming. Again, I'm sure I'm being very ignorant, and I am just defending my kids a lot. But I guess that's just
No,
how
but
I am.
I mean, and as you said, that's not the way to say it.
yeah, I think
I
it
mean,
could have
they
been
can be
better.
like-
It could have been a little
For
bit
example,
better.
with the sun, they can be like, hey, the drawing is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the sun at 12 p.m., maybe the shadow would look something like, and you can show them.
And always start with a compliment. Always. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sun, I love it. And that shadow, oh, I love it. Yeah, and then what you say. But then, you know what happens though? Shadows are connected. Yeah. That's it. Anyway. AJ, it's not about making a painting. I would have carried that experience of making a painting and how it felt. Yeah, I think
That's a
AJ,
quote of what
I'm
you
always
said.
super scared when AJ quotes me because she makes me incredibly aware of whatever I'm saying, and I don't know how quotable I am, to be completely honest.
Well, that sounds like a super cool quote.
But
so.
I just
Like, you're not quotable all the time.
no.
But
no.
we have to say that AJ always gets amazing quotes from you.
I think she sees me in the best of lights, I feel. So I'm always very grateful for that. But yeah, you know that I've always spoken about this, that the stuff that you can carry, like that there are things, like if you had to lug around the hundreds of paintings you're going to do through your career or through your path, like that's unbearable. You know, that's almost feels like a Greek punishment, you know, that you have to carry your paintings, and you're always going to make more, and it's always going to weigh more, and you have to carry them. But you know, if you leave those paintings behind, if they disappear, that does not mean that your knowledge or your experience while painting them disappeared with them. Like, you can keep that, and those never ever go away. Well, they go away when you die, but those are weightless. Those require no effort. So I'm always like, I always feel like that's life.
In Colombia, we would say, nadie le quita lo bailado.
Okay. Oh,
which means like the
no,
same.
No,
I mean,
you're good. You're
no
good.
one takes away
Yeah.
what you dance.
Like nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, you always say that, and I always think about that saying because my mom used to say that saying, and I think it's super true. I mean, no one can take away the experience you've experienced.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, Ananya.
Ananya. What's my name?
Nice. Sorry guys, I had class all week. I hope it went well. Didn't make time to watch your guys' videos. Don't worry, you can watch them whenever you want. I love James Castle. I love him too. Daniel Johnson is also a huge inspiration to me. Love the rant, by the way. Wait a second.
Something we wanted to tell you.
Me or Ananya?
No, everyone.
Oh.
We wanted.
Okay.
We wanted
I'm
to
unaware
tell
of
everyone.
this, but yes, we
have a TikTok account
Oh!
now. It is Our Painted Lives.
Did you
If
think
you want
about
to.
TikTok account because Ananya?
No, because they said that they couldn't watch the videos, and I don't know
Okay.
why I thought like, oh, the video,
Yeah.
the first video we posted on TikTok.
And what are we gonna do with TikTok? We have no idea.
No, I do have.
No,
I do have.
I have no idea.
I mean,
Not
we have
dancing.
one follower
Yes.
who is Fer.
Fer. And to be honest, I would love if we had just like 5 years a TikTok account and our only follower was Fer. Only.
Yeah, so
I would love that.
if you
I would love
want
that.
to,
Would
I'm
be
gonna type
that would be my TikTok account. Well, just
yours,
look.
'cause I have to-
No, that would be my TikTok account. Like if it was up to me, if I had an account and there was only one follower and it's my daughter that would sometimes feel ashamed of following me, I would love that. Like that would be amazing.
But
Amazing.
If you want, you can go check us out.
Yeah. We have one video.
We have one video. And
you know
we're
that we
gonna
also
be-
have Our Painted Lives is also on Twitter.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like Twitter.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not going to tweet. I honestly, like, I don't mind having an account. And
No,
I
we
look
can have
at
the username.
I look at Liverpool stuff there, like
Ooh. My cousin is following us.
2 people. So I love to I don't know. I don't mind looking at, information through there. But every single time I look at responses from people to, like, for example, I enjoy video games. So I follow a bunch of like video game studios and stuff. When I look at the responses of people, I'm like, oh my God. I think I know about this. I know this about myself. I know I would become a worse person if I would stay there for too long. I know it. I'm not strong enough to, because I think almost nobody is, to say, okay, I'm going to make Twitter important for me, but I can be above, unnecessary, stupid conversations. I don't have to engage with people that are doing unfair criticism. If I see something that's unfair, I'm not going to comment on it. I don't. I don't think I have this, power, this enormous self-control, the self-restraint that you need to be not, well, you wouldn't be like a good participant. Like you wouldn't actively be a good user of Twitter if you didn't, if you would just say, yeah, I just didn't want to comment on that. And so I'm horrified of it. I'm absolutely horrified of it because I do think that it makes it harder for yourself to just train in trying to understand your own voice. I really do feel it's not easy. So we do have Twitter, and I think I tried to post the I don't know if I took it down because I felt like embarrassed, but I think I tried to put the Andre the Giant painting as a first post.
No, but I mean, we could post images.
I just
because I don't think you have to interact.
People, but then people start fighting in your we've been so lucky that we don't have like kind of, annoying conversation, like fights in our comment section. Like we don't have to deal with any of that. And I'm so happy that the people, like I've always said, like in terms of social media, our following is super small. And the fact that it's small, it enables us to kind of say, yeah, the people that want to be here are here. There's nobody that says, oh my God, I hate your channel, but I watch everything every day, and this is why I hate it. It's like, dude, no, like just go away. Like that's not what we do. So the cool thing is like I'm sure that a lot of us are very different people here. If we were trying to find how different we are, I'm sure we would find out that we are very different people, and that's fine. But we are giving ourselves the chance to say, yeah, we're different, but what ties us together is this kind of interest and love that we have for painting and drawing and talking about these things, and that's cool. I just don't like it if that degenerates into something that's kind of unmanageable, I feel. I don't know. So every time I see Twitter, I'm like, oh Jesus.
But anyways, we have TikTok. If you want to go follow our TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that we have cool things.
I don't know what that means,
No,
but
I
that's
have
gonna be
things
all
in
you.
mind.
Oh,
So-
Jesus. Okay, that's gonna be all Danny, and I'm not just like, throwing Danny under the bus like, hey, if you got a problem, that's all Danny. No. It's just that I don't know. I'm
We
I'm
uploaded.
very
No, I mean, and you don't.
insecure and ignorant about like those type of.
But
of
I don't have a TikTok of my own, so
I know.
like I'm tapping in unknown waters.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uncharted waters.
I think that the video we uploaded today to TikTok, it's like computer edited one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we could do more casual videos.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about like showing the palette you usually use.
Soap
and
we buy.
I mean, I could show you
how
you clean your brushes.
Scrambled eggs.
I mean,
and
that's something that people asks a lot. So
okay, yeah.
So we could have like more casual videos,
Oh,
maybe.
There we go.
We'll see.
I'm super insecure now.
No, I'm gonna
Horrified.
No.
You're really scared.
I would say like go clean the brushes and I'm gonna record a tiny bit. And that's all. I mean, you don't have to be
Scratch your butt.
intimidated.
I'm recording. Yeah. Pant doesn't fit anymore. I'm recording. Don't worry. Gabriel decía, hola Gabriel Pozzo, como diría Fer. Gabriel Pozzo. Lo que más me gusta son las vías del tren, muy elocuente. Triste lo que hace la avaricia. Sí, pues la avaricia como de conocimiento, ¿no? Como esa versión de profesor que uno cada rato se topa, con el que uno cada rato se topa, que es yo poseo el conocimiento.
No, yo soy el que le estoy enseñando.
Yo poseo el conocimiento,
enseñar.
usted no.
Sí.
Yo sé que las vías del tren no son así. Entonces usted, cuando las hace, me demuestra que no sabe hacerlas.
Marco Delgado dice, Nicolás, es raro verte tan serio, se nota que es un tema que te afecta bastante, estoy contigo, ojalá pudiera dibujar con la libertad que tenía cuando pequeña.
No, ojalá, bueno, eres serio porque es como algo que me significa. De pronto el tono, de pronto por eso el cambio de tono. What did Callum say? Hey, Nicholas, I was going to say, hey, Nicolás, let's go full Latin. Have you ever seen Onfim's drawings? No, I haven't. I'm not scared to say that I don't know stuff. They are 13th century drawings by a Russian child attending school. Oh my God, no. I think you'll love them. You gave me something to do this afternoon, so 100% I'm going to check that out. Thank you for that, Callum.
Liad was saying, watching Nicolás trying to show the camera his tattoos.
I can't.
Yeah, you were struggling so bad.
You know that
you were like,
this thing that we are.
I mean, you
mirrored,
even put our names backwards. I mean, I am.
I always thought
Uribe.
I always thought I was on this side.
No.
What? Anyways, this I'm sure of this. This is, I'm telling you, this thing that happens here is the same side of my brain. The short circuit of today, tomorrow. What? Today, tomorrow. No. yesterday, tomorrow, that short circuit that I have in my brain, that when I want to say, sometimes when I would say tomorrow, I'll say yesterday, and vice versa. It's the same thing that right now, like if I have to, because this is inverted and I can't do it. It's the same thing with inverted controls in video games. Oh, my brain fries. I can't fly a plane on video games. I just can't. I really, it's like push down to go up. It sounds so easy. My brain is like, okay, we're not doing this. We're not. It's just not, you know how to paint. For everything else, you're stupid. So I honestly, I don't know how to do it. I'm telling you, it's real.
I trust you. Alejandro Morales said that primeval source and impulse children have is IMHO.
In my honest opinion.
What carries greater value in certain work of art.
For sure.
Hola, Esteban.
Esteban La Rota, de nuevo feliz cumpleaños atrasado. Muchos saludos a
la Titis,
a la Cristinita, a la Luisita, a la Tita, al Santiago, a todos.
Jeff Avila was saying some awesome things to think about today. Helmi came today. I love it. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, awesome.
Wait, you were paying attention to my clicking? That you didn't pay attention to what Jeff said?
Yeah, I just, because I don't, like, pet peeve. No. That, he got his Helmi, which is awesome. I really, Jeff is, like, super supportive.
You're kind of OCD with that.
It's been very generous.
The thing is that when I'm reading, I like to click and, like,
highlight.
Highlight, yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like...
When I'm reading.
Click, 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 click.
No.
You have this fascination to click a thousand buttons. I think you love buttons, but you love buttons. So I could do with one click, but you know how overboard you go with the clicking of buttons.
No.
No,
I think
I'll love you regardless.
Yeah, and I love you, but I
you're
think
gonna
you
drive
get
me insane.
Overstressed with that.
You're gonna drive me insane.
Mapache Bala.
Oh my god! Look! Oh my god! Let me put my microphone just so that people can.
You can't put it that low.
I can't. No.
Mapache.
I can't, where is it?
Mapache Bala dice: Solo tengo 15, pero gracias por inspirarme. Los quiero. He empezado a ver sus videos desde.
Wow, muchas gracias. Qué
15
chévere.
15 años
supongo.
O solo tengo 15 minutos para mí.
No, 15 años. Qué chévere. Qué chévere. A mí me hubiera fascinado. A los 15 tener espacios como este. No existían cuando yo tenía 15. Eso es hace ratico. Pero no, yo tenía un muy buen amigo y nos poníamos a dibujar cómics y ya. Y la verdad la gente no nos molestaba, honestamente. La gente decía, uy, esos dos dibujan re chévere. Pero no había tampoco como
un espacio.
Sí, no había como un espacio, ni uno decía, o sea, uno llegaba con sus dibujos y yo se los mostraba como a mi mamá y a mi papá y ya.
No, y siempre todo es, ay, divino.
Sí, mi mamá, pues yo podía haber pisado popó con el dibujo y mi mamá, ay, divino, ¿qué es esa mancha de popó? O sea, mi mamá nunca fue una juez muy objetiva de eso, pero qué chévere que haya un espacio que uno dice, ay, puedo, y siento que me están hablando. Yo hubiera querido eso. Yo creo que cuando nosotros hablamos es porque nosotros hubiéramos querido que
tener espacios
como
así,
un espacio que nos hablaran así, entonces también chévere.
Y que nos hablaran tranquilamente, como sin...
Pues arte desde como la vida, no desde arte. Si uno va a escuela de arte ya tiene suficiente con eso.
Roslyn said, it's me and Fer now, TikTok.
Yes!
TikTok. Oh,
nice.
So that was amazing because I think Roslyn was trying to say TikTok, but the autocorrector said TikTok, and it's a TikTok.
It's a TikTok.
And Roslyn,
it's a TikTok.
They have a TikTok.
Yeah, awesome. We have like 3 followers now. That's amazing. We doubled. We can actually say we doubled our following.
Alejandro Marin said, haha, I'm the same. That flight simulator analogy works just the same for me.
Yeah, I can't. I freaking can't. My brains are wired in I'm super primitive. For me, down means down, up means up. That's it. So for me, left, look, I'm trying, left is not right. So maybe if we flip it, like who cares how people see us?
But why would
we
flip
can mirror it.
But why?
I don't know.
Because it would be a
makes me feel
filter
weird.
that makes it more heavy.
Like mirrored? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, our computer can take
I mean,
it.
you can't
We need
be
NVIDIA.
at peace
We need
with
NVIDIA
knowing
to.
that we're gonna be inverted, and that's
I
why.
wouldn't mind NVIDIA being our sponsors.
What's
And
NVIDIA?
they make graphic cards, very expensive graphic cards.
Oh.
So
But I don't think they would be interested
no,
in
not at all.
working
No.
with us.
Yeah, not at all.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think we're
good.
good for today. Yeah, I really
Awesome.
like the conversation.
Yeah, me too.
I
me too.
really, again, I say it every time, but I really like the space we have
Me
for
too.
the visual conversations.
Yeah, me too. Me
So
too. It feels healthy.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
And
know what that
intimate.
means, but it just
I
feels
think it feels intimate.
like
which is cool.
I think it's I think I need it. I need this space. It's different. It's different. And for me, painting, like speaking while painting, well, I mean, I don't think I'm great at it, but I think I can do it, but I don't think, like, my brain, we've already established that I have like 2 neurons. So I don't know if my brain can, do this, can speak like I spoke today while I'm painting. It's very difficult.
But I don't think that would be that cool. I mean, because I think
I can't do
we
it
have
either.
no. But I was gonna say that we have these different spaces.
Yeah.
To have different conversations,
Yeah.
like the sessions where you're painting, it's like studio conversation,
Yeah.
like live painting conversation that you would have in any art space.
Yeah.
And this is more talking about art and reflecting about the things we did and the decisions we took. So
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's I think that's good. Are we good?
we
think so?
are perfect. Yeah.
It's a shame those giant microphones hide your faces.
No,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Oh, Danny feels
I
great.
love because
I would have to.
no, but I think it doesn't sound that good.
Well, we would have to turn our gain way up.
No, I think it's better like this.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think that the voice sounds nice and clear. If we take him, if you put him there, like, let me show you. Which one's mine, Danny?
Maybe we can do
Is
it like this.
yours? Which is mine? Here.
This one's mine.
Oh.
No, but you're going. Like you
Yeah,
have
how
to
about
be
here? So that's what it would sound like for me.
No, maybe you can do it not that far. I mean, cause you put the mic like.
I know, but look at the my bars here, because I put my gain way up. It's like at
No, but I was saying that, for example, look at
2
my
o'clock
mic,
now for
and like it's not that far. Yours is
I don't
like
know.
here.
But now I feel weird. Like you could see my mouth.
No, it's
all the
better like
time.
this. I like it better like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I think Rosalind did a great painting of you, Dan. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
loved it.
And we haven't said it because we just got it.
Yeah.
But Rosalind sent us a package. It sounds bad, Nico.
Yeah. Go back. Yeah.
See, it doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good.
Put it more here. You're like getting away from the
No, it's
screen.
good. What if they were chin level? So we have microphones that,
No, because you have to
Um,
speak here, not here.
yeah, they
So
sound.
It doesn't sound the same if I speak here.
Yeah, I don't know if our microphones are great.
than if I
You know,
speak
they're
here.
like Scarlett.
No, I think they
I think
sound
they're
super.
good. I think they're good here, though.
Yeah.
But you can actually tell, like, there's a big difference between speaking down here
Then here.
than here.
Here, yeah.
So, yeah, I know. It's like a.
No, but I love this. I mean,
Yeah.
and I love this setup. I love to have,
I like it too.
like, I feel that the mic here is like having a hoodie in your
Okay.
sweater.
Yeah, you could turn around if you want.
What?
Just show the back of the chair. I don't know. I'm just.
No, I was trying to say that you can feel like sometimes you
Protected.
don't want to be, so you want to feel like
Yeah.
secure and
Which
protected.
is funny. I
So.
don't want to be seen. Here's a live video.
But we have the mic, so that's amazing.
Yeah, no, thank you, Daniel. It's just, I know that there are mics that are super sensitive up here too. I think the ones that we have, a friend of mine who's an audio engineer told me they're actually on the cheaper side. They were pretty cheap. I thought they were like super good. But I'm guessing that one of the reasons that they sound good, it's like they sound good here and you have to be like super close.
But wait, because you didn't finish what you were saying. You were saying Rosalind sent us a package.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry.
And you interrupted.
Yeah, Rosalind. Oh, there we go, Rosalind. Rosalind, so the paintings just arrived.
Yeah.
We are floored by your generosity.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny's painting is amazing.
Yeah.
Love
and
it.
we thought we were going to receive just that painting.
Yeah.
And you were so nice that you
Our
sent...
arrangement was for that painting.
And
Rosalind.
you sent the painting of every
member
of our family.
Yeah.
So there's Samu,
You're incredible.
Fer, Nicolas,
Yeah.
and me.
Coquito.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. Danny's painting is incredible.
Yeah, and the collage too. The drawing with the collage.
That was so cool.
That's super cool
you
too.
did 2 versions also. No, you were exceedingly generous. You're amazing. Thank you so much for that. We'll treasure those. I think Danny's one is super cool. We have a Bernie Bernard Timko painting of Danny's hand.
Yeah, picking the first raffle we did on
I don't know
Instagram.
if it was the first.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
I remember.
That's amazing. So I love when there's these paintings that are super weird, but they also speak about what we do. So so I think
mouse.
that well, you're the only one who puts the mouse there.
Because I can't reach.
I'll do it.
No.
Oh, control. Anyways, Rosalind, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow for a painting session.
Vor red.
No, that's the things of the bots.
I thought
that's
it was
always
like,
bots. No.
I thought it was like just
that's why I always
bot
say
saying
no.
A bot saying Vord.
No,
I'm so
don't pay
bored
attention
with this
to that.
conversation.
Because you have to.
I am Vord.
Wait.
I am so Vord.
No, I was gonna say that
So we could
it
click
always
3 dots and block him.
No, it's
Yeah.
like
Well,
always
you
like.
can never block those.
Wait,
things.
but let me say it's always like 3 letters,
Yeah.
a dot, and
Yeah.
other 3 letters.
But go 3 dots there. Can you say report? Just report it. Yeah. And just go like spam or something like that.
It doesn't
content
say.
of spam. There we go. So maybe if there's like another account that uses that, or maybe, YouTube knows that that's one account, but they can go with a bunch of different names. They'll know and they'll block it. So anyways,
Thank
see
you
you guys tomorrow.
We'll
We're
see
gonna
you
be here.
tomorrow. And remember,
Whoa.
we have a TikTok.
Oh.
So go follow the TikTok if you want to. And we have Instagrams.
Yeah, that one's.
I am Nicolas Uribe, apparently.
We're both Nicolas
And
Uribe.
you are Daniela Ocampo, apparently.
Oh, and we're both
So.
Daniel Ocampo.
OCMP.
OCD is what you are without clicking. Jesus Christ.
OCD, you with my clicking.
Look.
You're
And
like
it's my
having a
mouse.
heart attack.
You're like shortening the life of my mouse.
It's my finger. I can click it how
I-
many times I want. Okay, everyone.
We'll see you
We'll
tomorrow.
see you